Good evening. This is CTV News for this Thursday, March the 12th. I'm Sonia Shavasva.
And I'm Patricia Valone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, Prince George's police remember one of their own as funeral services are held for Officer Brennan Rabain. Rabain, who died after crashing his cruiser in Lanham, was laid to rest this afternoon. Rochelle Metzger is at Victory Christian Ministries in Temple Hills with more.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers and community members come out for the funeral of fallen policeman Brennan Rabain. Those who knew him well say he was a family man who loved sports, always had a smile on his face, and worked hard. They say he just wanted to do the right thing, be a good role model, and his kindness and passion will be truly missed. Family, friends, brothers and sisters in blue paid tribute to the beloved policeman in full traditional law enforcement fashion. From processional to service, those who knew him best say it was a fitting final show of appreciation for a man who dedicated his life to serving others.
I didn't have a father, and I didn't have brothers either, so he was always there to offer advice, and if I needed money or anything, he was there for me.
Always smiled and was always on time for work, and he seemed like he enjoyed the job.
Training supervisor Corporal George Jones says the 26-year-old was on the force less than 2 years, but already making his mark.
It touched me because he's such a young guy, has so much potential.
Close with his colleagues, Rabain's squad mates served as pallbearers. His mother, Isabella Hogan.
When he first joined the force, he was my baby, but he corrected me and let me know that he was now an officer, and told me that the stop sign at the corner of my house, that I had rolled at that stop sign.
Authorities say Rabain was off duty early Saturday, driving his girlfriend home on Greenbelt Road when he spotted a speeding car. He pursued the driver when he lost control and crashed his cruiser. As investigators try to figure out why and how the accident happened, friends say they'll try to come to grips with the fact that it did.
I talked to him the day before, so it was like, wow, like, how can you be gone?
It was shocking at first, but we'll get through.
Officer Rabain leaves behind a mother, father, and 2-year-old daughter. An online memorial fund started in his honor 4 days ago has reached nearly $14,000. The proceeds will go towards purchasing savings bonds for his daughter that will mature by her 18th birthday. Reporting in Temple Hills, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
And Rabain is buried at Lake Mount Memorial Park Cemetery in Davidsonville. The investigation into the crash that killed him is ongoing.
Law enforcement takes center stage in Annapolis. Testimony was heard on a number of bills aimed at policing in Maryland. The hearing drew many supporters. Our Byron Scott was there and has more.
A coalition of groups rallied in Annapolis in support of bills aimed at changing police practices in Maryland.
No justice! No peace!
Their voices echoed through Lawyers Mall near the State House in Annapolis.
Can't stop! Can't stop! Won't stop! Won't stop!
Their message was loud and clear.
What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now!
A coalition of groups rallied in support of legislation aimed at law enforcement.
It's not against the police, and I hope that they don't feel that way and come and try to oppose these bills.
Delegate Jill Carter has sponsored a number of bills, including one that would change a provision of the Law Enforcement Bill of Rights that gives police 10 days to provide a statement when they stand accused of using excessive force.
That's one of many changes that we need to do for law enforcement accountability, transparency, and to change the overall culture of law enforcement that frankly isn't working.
The police union is against it.
10 days does nothing more than to really provide them the ability to get an attorney, and then in certain situations where basically it's a critical incident, to allow things to kind of settle so that officer can make sure that the statement that is provided is as accurate as can be.
Another measure calls for body cameras for police, and another would add a civilian to the All-Police Trial Board, the body that decides whether accused police officers will be disciplined.
What really hurts me and pains me is that so many in the law enforcement community have chosen to take this as an attack on them, as opposed to try to figure out how they can do things better and how they can actually ensure that everybody feels served and protected by them, which is what they're sworn to do.
Some 500 people signed up to give testimony on these measures. If anything, it speaks to how strongly they feel about them. Now, as for Delegate Carter, she says she expects and is ready for a fight. In Annapolis, Byron Scott, CTV News.
A former gubernatorial candidate is back, throwing his hat in the ring for Donna Edwards' 4th District congressional seat. Anthony Brown made the announcement today, saying friends, neighbors, and supporters have urged him to run. In a statement, Brown says he'll fight for working families, education, and national security. You'll recall that Brown lost a crushing defeat to Larry Hogan in the race for governor. Brown will face former State's Attorney Glenn Ivey, who also announced his bid. After a tight race, the mayor of Forest Heights keeps her seat for the 5th term. Jacqueline Goodall won the municipal election yesterday, beating out town council member Larry Stoner by only 9 votes. Stoner, a retired D.C. police officer, was endorsed and financed by several state lawmakers and County Executive Rashawn Baker. He spent a total of $2,500 on his campaign, while Goodall only spent $50.
Well, if you've been on the roads lately, then you know potholes, well, they're everywhere. But hang on, area motorists' help is on the way. Prince George's Department of Public Works and Transportation and the Maryland State Highway Administration have joined forces to fix the many potholes residents are grappling with throughout the county. Now, this morning, crews were out on Route 202 and Kettering Drive working on repairing the road.
Well, a lot of the potholes are a result of the snow and ice that we've had. And what has happened is a lot of the water has seeped under the pavement. And as a result, we have these various potholes. And so with the temperatures still being what they are and us still being not quite into spring, we will be using what we call cold patches to fill the potholes. We do ask, however, if it's residents or constituents know of potholes that need to be filled in our area, our team has not had an opportunity to go into that area, to please call 311 and let us know.
Now, county officials say this is an ongoing effort and that they will continue to work on the streets until all of those potholes are filled. I'm sure people will be happy about that. Auto shops are certainly busy.
Me included.
And you're watching CTV News. I'm Sonia Srivastava.
And I'm Patricia Vallone.